Today is Wednesday, I think, somewhere around there. One of those days, you know, you have a tendency to lose track. But whatever day it is, it's Kevin from Kevin's Corners Day. That's right. Coming at you with some morning madness. Some morning madness. Years ago, it would be crazy to even see me around this time in the day with my vampire hours. Right by now, I'd just be rolling over. But I had to turn over a new leaf, unfortunately, because had to go back to the grind. YouTube played games on me, so now I'm back, on the grind, and now I sleep whenever I can. I'm just like, get a couple winks here, a couple winks there, But whatever I do, I got to keep the content coming. See, that's the key. Keep the content coming. You adapt, you adjust. And you say, I just got to keep the content coming. Get in where I fit in. So you might catch me during some vampire hours. You might catch me during some normal human hours. And right about now, you happen to just catch me. And I also am noticing, Maurice, what's up, man? Oh, man, it's been a long time. I saw his name just pop up right there. Man, long time no see, talk to, or any of that stuff. So it's good to see you, man. That made me feel all funny on the inside, but normally, the cyborg in me won't get all excited and stuff. But in this case, yeah, man. Anyway, good to see you, brother. Now I see somebody logging in. I see some people coming in, adjusting to the early morning hours. That's cool. Hopefully, I'll be in and out of your hair real quick and don't have to go ahead and fight with these gnats that's still running around. Y'all been witnessing murders every single day on my show for the last 4 days. Oh, yeah. Smashing these gnats, man. It's crazy. But, hopefully we can be gnatless today. Now, with that being said, I hope you all can hear me. I'm assuming you all can see me. I can see myself. So I might as well go ahead and get busy by welcoming the Gorilla Clan. All right. Because you know what I do. I rock the planet. Beat my chest like a real gorilla. Real gorilla. What? There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. That's right, man. There's also a Kevin's Corner store in here. Y'all know what to do. If you get a chance, go ahead and check out the corner store where you can find some merchandise, all kind of Gorilla Clan gear. And that phone number, 330-974-4607, is a number you can text Kevin. Just text MAGA to that number. And this way you'll be locked in just in case they try to out me or disappear me, like the Democrats been saying, disappearing people. Just in case they try to disappear me, we'll be able to at least stay connected. And then finally, if you want to support the show throughout my live stream, you can do it through the super chat, or you can simply support me through my CASHAPP and my PayPal link. Okay. Only if I earn it, though. Only if I earn it. If I'm up here just yapping and not busting a grape, then hey, you get what you deserve. I'm willing to work for tips. If you work hard, the people love it. Yeah, I'll give that. But if they don't, yeah, you ain't getting no tip. So, y'all know what to do. So with that being said, y'all, I got a short but sweet one today, y'all, because Donald Trump ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? He got all of these enemies gunning for him, okay? But I think he got God on his side, Call my name and I'll come running, gunning. Satan and his demons will get done in. So I think that God is on his side. But you can also see how the forces of darkness is working to go ahead and attack him on all kind of fronts. None of us have the, insight to how it would be to be Donald Trump. I was thinking about it the other day, and I was saying, this man hardly sleeps. He sleeps like 3 hours a night. I know I would get up and just be like, man, somebody do it today. I don't want to do it. I want to sleep in. I need some extra Z's. Oh, but Mr. Ellerby, you have to go out, then you have the meeting with NATO. You got this meeting, you got to go. And then in between that, you're texting and you're... No, wait. I'd be like, man, that's it. I'm done. I'm too lazy to be the president and have to deal with all of this nonsense and respond to it. And, when you look at all the crazy stuff that they're saying, all the things they're accusing him of, trying to do, trying to stop him, trying to stop anybody who's related to him, trying to stop anybody who's commissioned by him, all of this stuff, you would think he would just be like, let somebody else do it. But instead, Donald Trump takes some time to go ahead and blast some of his critics, especially the dumb ones, like Bubble 1 and Bubble 2. You think Trump's going to let them get out there and spread all of that gibberish about him without dealing with them, not to mention highlighting them, and they think they're being highlighted, and it's a good thing. But Trump, along with conservatives, are aware of the bad product that is being put out there. Yeah, AOC, Bubble 1, and then, of course, Jasmine Ratchet, Bubble 2, Bubblehead 1 and 2, those two, keep putting them out there as the face of the Democrat Party. That's right. Yeah, as the left celebrates and think it's good, we're going, yeah, keep them out there. So Trump goes ahead and he addresses them concerning some of these accusations. And then, of course, we're going to get into a couple other things before we get out of here. But let's start off with seeing what's going on in the media and with these Democrats. Bubble 1, Trump takes them on, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So let's see what he got to say to them. Okay.
AOC, look, I think she's very nice, but she's very low IQ. And we really don't need low IQ. Between her and Crockett.
Yeah. Between her and Crockett, they probably got like what? -2 IQ? A -2 IQ between those two. Yeah. How does that even happen? I bet you if they give them the IQ test, they'd be marveled. They'd be like, oh, wait a minute. This is we can't quite explain this. What do you mean? What are the results? It's an anomaly. Like what? Are they really smart? No, not at all. In fact, it's the opposite. They can bind for -17. What? Is that even possible? We didn't think it was, but there they go. Bubble 1 and 2. So now here he is trying to be nice, but yet not. Okay, by saying that she's nice. No, she's not. No, she is not nice. She is an actress. She is vindictive. She is venomous. She is deceptive, and she's a full-blown communist. So let's go ahead and see what else he got to say about her. Somebody said, "Where's chat at?"
We're going to give them both an IQ test to see who comes out best. Now, I took my test.
Boy, now if you gave them two an IQ test against each other, I'd hope they both lose. That's right. I'd want to see them both lose. They'd be like, this is amazing. They're both losers. Both of them are equally dumb. But here we go. Trump's going to go ahead and boast. Now, I'm wondering, where are all these people who swear up and down Trump's mentally declining? Why don't they ever cite the IQ test, the cognitive test that he just took? Why don't they ever cite that? It's just like they just overlook it and then keep saying we need to question his IQ. We need to question his cognitive, abilities. We need to do that. But yet, when you hear Trump say, I just took a cognitive test and passed it, it's like the media goes, we don't need to hear that. We don't trust the results. So here he is boasting about how much of a genius he is.
I took a real test at Walter Reed Medical Center, and I aced it. I got every one of all those questions right. Now it's time for them to take a test. Anyway, have a good time.
I love it. And then he leaves with that. Anyway, have a good time. Now, somebody said audio. Is audio okay? Somebody said auto. Okay. All right. Everybody good? Yeah. So you see how he just dropped that right there in their lap like, yeah, there you go. I want to see these two go in and ace the test. Not to mention, I also want to see everybody who voted for those two bubbleheads to take an IQ test too. Because you can't be too bright to go ahead and vote for AOC or Jasmine Ratchet. Bubble 1 and Bubble 2. So, with that being said now, AOC comes out and says something that should get her sued.
Donald Trump is being urged to sue Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez into bankruptcy after she posted some highly defamatory stuff about him on X.
What'd she say? What popped up in that bubble head of hers and said, would it be a good idea, AOC, to go on and type this about Donald Trump? There won't be any backlash. Just go ahead and do it. So she's not far removed from your average stupid liberal on TikTok, Instagram, all of them, who post things without thinking. They put stuff out there and they have no idea why they're getting such backlash, why they're in trouble, why they're getting fired. Yeah, at that moment, that TDS rolls up in them and say, yeah, go ahead out there and talk about how it's the kids' faults down there during the flash flood and racism and white supremacy. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Put that out there on the internet. And then when you get terminated and when you get the backlash, then I have no idea why I'm getting this. It's probably racism. It's probably racism. They get out there and they say things. And I'm saying, you know, you got to watch the words that you use when you're describing people or you're saying things about people. You can't just be out there spreading lies. You can't be out there just dropping all kind of obvious falsehoods and think there's no repercussions. So maybe AOC needs to feel it after what she wrote.
The Democrat Congresswoman tweeted this. She said, wow, who would have thought that electing a rapist would have complicated the release of the Epstein files?
Now, see, here we go. Now, look at the terminology and the descriptions and the labels that they throw on Trump and on Republicans in general. When you start using certain things to label somebody as, you better be right. I mean, there are certain things you say, man, if you call me that, all right, we're not cool no more. Yeah, those are fighting words. You get out there and you label me as the R word, we scrapping. Yeah, you get out there and you start calling me a white supremacist, a racist, a Nazi. Them there are fighting words. So you better be right when you go out there and you throw that out there. Or expect some type of repercussions. You know, maybe not a lawsuit, but maybe a black eye. Maybe a black eye. That might work too. So here she is. She throws that out there. One of the worst things you can call somebody. And yeah, just for political reasons. Not to mention, now all of a sudden, they're trying to use this whole Jeffrey Epstein thing and flip it. Like now they want to know about who was on the list. Now all of a sudden, anything. Now, if Trump wanted to, he could set them up all day long for a black eye by simply saying, I changed my mind on something. Now I don't want to do it. And the Democrats prior to that could be like, yo, don't do that. Trump's planning. He's, threatening to do this, do that. And then if he don't do it, then they want him to do it. And all he got to do is just wait. Say, now y'all want it? Y'all want it? You got it. Just like he did with Killer Garcia. Kilmore Garcia. Yeah, deport the guy. Give it some time. Let all the Democrats now say, well, you know what? We want him to come back. We want him to come back. Yeah, let it marinate for a while and then give them what they want. Now they're going, oh, shoot. Now I rarely hear anything about Killer Garcia right about now. So now, all the time where Trump was threatening and saying, hey, I'm going to release those files and stuff like that. Democrats thought that, you know what, this is conspiracies. There's no reason to this and that. They were not interested in that. For some reason. Then now that Pam Bondi fumbled this all up, Trump kind of downplayed it. Now they're all saying, release it. Release it. Now, if I was Trump, man, I would just start setting them up for all kind of stuff. Yeah, go and present the opposite of what I really want to do to the Democrats. Then they will take the opposite position and demand it. And then after I get them all demanding it, I say, oh, you want it? You want it? You thought I wasn't going to do it? I'm going to give you what you want. Whoa. We didn't want it now. We don't want it now. I would set them up because they reflexively just takes the opposite side of whatever Trump says or does. So now she comes out there and she drops that out there.
Josh, is she really that dim that she doesn't understand that what she tweets can see her sued? She has no immunity on X, or does she think she's untouchable?
So now you tell me what you think. You think that maybe AOC needs to be on the back pedal in regards to a nice fat defamation suit? I mean, I think that might wake her up or somebody. I don't know how much she's worth, but a good fat lawsuit that exceeds whatever she's worth. And then, if you win, you kind of bring it back down. I mean, if she's worth 2 or 3 million, go ahead and try to get 5. Try to get 5 out of her. And then settle maybe at 2.5, somewhere around there. Enough to put a dent in her pocket and to shut her big fat mouth and make her stop for a second before she jumps out there and throws these accusations. I mean, when would these Democrats learn? And they're not the only ones. They get out there though and they hurl so many accusations and labels that I just sit back and say, wow, how unprofessional. I mean, I never thought we'd get to a place in society and in our government where other politicians are accusing folks of some of the worst things ever, and they don't even pause, stop. They don't think how this looks, how this sounds, how this might defame somebody's character, how their family might be impacted. They don't even care. They just get up there and they do it for all political reasons, even though smart people know they're lying. And they just take that risk. They just say, you know what, I'm going to do this anyway because we got enough bubbleheads that would listen to Bubble 1 and Bubble 2. But now guess what? Just in case, for good measure, we should go ahead and sue The View too. Because look at this. Speaking of Jeffrey Epstein, look at this big example of, you know what? Hypocrisy. Coming from Sunny the Dummy.
Were dying for this information. There was some sort of list that everybody thought was going to come out, and who's on the list?
Oh, since we were talking about the list and AOC and Bubble 1 and all that stuff. Yeah, because you know Bubble 1 is the number one. She was more like a doo-doo queen on a movie screen. Pay no mind, but what do you mean? She's a congresswoman. She's AOC. She's Bubblehead, number one. So now, you get Sunny the Dummy. Leaving receipts all on the internet. So this was back when they were downplaying it and calling all of us on the right conservative, conspiracy theorists and stuff like that. Watch this.
What's important for us to note is we shouldn't be repeating names that are on the list, because just because your name has, not on the list, but in the documents, just because your name is on the documents doesn't mean that you have done anything criminally.
Y'all hear that? This washed up bootleg lawyer, which I have no idea how she passed the bar. But here she is, though, advocating to not be reckless. Don't be throwing out folks' names that might have popped up on that list, because just because their name was on the list, it doesn't mean that they were guilty. You could defame somebody. You could plant a seed of doubt and suspicion about somebody's character by just throwing out the fact that, hey, their name was on the list. Like Bill Clinton's, where it was all up and down that list. All of the times he was flying back and forth on Lolita Express while those young tenderonis was walking all up and down the plane. And he never asked Jeffrey to explain. There it is. Hey, Jeff, what's going on with all these tenderonis, man? She looks about 15. Oh, don't worry about it. That's one of my 100 nieces that's on the plane. Oh, cool. Thanks for clearing it up. You think that's what happened? You think Wild Bill, with all of those trips, didn't know that something was fishy about all the young girls hanging out? Just overlooked it. So yeah. So this was back when she didn't want it to come out.
Irresponsible or illegal or civilly irresponsible. Or that you were a client. Or that you were a client.
Yeah. You hear them? That's back in the day before Trump was in office and promised to release it, and then it didn't come out. So now, anything Trump was going to do, all of a sudden take the opposite. And it doesn't matter if you get shown to be a hypocrite.
These documents, as I read them, only reflect Epstein's sexual assaults.
Oh, that's it. Ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Even Prince Andrew. You know what? I actually think I might have seen Jeffrey Epstein once or twice, but actually I don't quite remember spending any time at the. Really? What's up with those pictures with you? Cuddled up with that young tenderoni. So yeah, this was back when she was going ahead and defending all of that.
Of women and his sexual behavior. So I think that Ghislaine also. And Ghislaine. And so being named in this suit does not equate to being accused of wrongdoing.
Now y'all hear Sunny the Dummy back then?
And I think that is extremely important because conspiracy theorists seem to not understand or enjoy facts.
Oh, facts. Now she's a full-blown conspiracy theorist. She majored in conspiracy theology. So now, as this woman back then was telling everybody to be cautious and be careful and don't fall into conspiracies and stuff. That was before Trump won. And then she found an opportunity to try to make him look bad. Now, all of a sudden, she done had a change of heart, y'all.
Yes, these are the facts. There is a list. Trump's name is on the logs, the passenger logs of Epstein.
Hey, no need to bring Trump up. Just because his name was on that list doesn't mean he's guilty of anything. You got to be careful. You got to be careful what you say, civilly and legally. You know what I mean? You don't want to, cause suspicion about somebody just because the name was on the list. It could have been this professional interaction in business and stuff like that. But what does she do? Exactly the opposite of what she was once telling everybody else to do.
Aircraft at least 7 times. That's already been made public. I mean, of course.
Oh yeah, but Bill's name 20 something times or whatever, flying back and forth. You didn't bring him up. You went straight to Trump, right? Straight to Trump.
Trump is denying any and all allegations, but all of that information is out there. Why not just put it to rest and say, release the list?
Now it would be brilliant if they went ahead and set all of these folks up by making it seem like, oh, there's nothing to see here. We don't have a list. There's nobody, you know what? It never took place. Jeffrey didn't. And then they all demand it. They all go in accusing Trump and all the rest of them. They are, you know what? And you let it marinate for a while. Let the Democrats come out talking about, we demand to see who's on that list. Where's the list? Trump promised it. Then all of a sudden you just come out with a whole heap of information exposing all of them. That would be great. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see what's going to eventually happen with this whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. But that goes to show just how easily you could change these people's mind and make them take a position that is totally opposite of what they did in the past, just based on their TDS. Yep, you could set them up all day with stuff like this. And then say, y'all want it? You got it. We tricked you. But we'll see. So that's Sunny the Dummy, but she was just an interlude. Now we got to get back to, before we go back to Bubble 2, speaking of The View, look, somebody else popped up on my radar. None other than Anna Miss Piggy Navarro, the bootleg Republican, Miss Piggy. So now let's listen to Miss Piggy to use some more racism and stuff like that. The fake Republican who always talks about identity politics. What kind of Republican does that? Oh, a fake one? So let's see what she had to say because a white man made a comment about something.
Been at the No Kings protests with a lot of Democrats, last month, a few weeks ago, there were protests in thousands of cities, millions of people out there protesting in small cities and big cities, small protests and huge protests.
Small protests and huge protests.
Defying the fear, defying the reign of terror.
For what? So wait a minute. Defying the fear and defying the reign of terror? Wait a minute. So now, let me understand the delusion that's going on here from the people who actually came out thinking that there was fear and terror, that were victims of this type of lying and propaganda. See, this is coming from her. When you hear her using terms like defying the fear and the terror, so now all of those free people, we saw all kind of elderly folks out there. They were out there singing chants and making up songs. They were out there embarrassing themselves all day long, and nobody showed up to do nothing to them. Only time folks had to deal with any type of resistance is when they start getting crazy and attacking ICE. But the whole No Kings protest, nobody cared. Yeah, Gestapo didn't show up to stop them or throw them in jail. You're out there hoping to see some fear, some terror, and none of it showed up. Hoping that you're going to be attacked by Trump and all of his white supremacist cops and stuff like that, and they never showed up. Now, I've been walking around trying to find some terror and fear, and I ain't found none yet. I'm mad about it. After listening to these Democrats and all of these fake behind folks on TV talk about how horrible things are, how racist, how Gestapo and all of our rights are being rolled back and they're disappearing people, and I'm looking for it and I can't find it. So you're feeding me a false narrative and a false reality that I, as a common sense person with common sense and brains, when I ride around, I should be seeing it. I mean, you're out here saying they defy fear and terror. And I'm going, what kind of fear? What kind of terror? What did they feel like they were at risk of by coming out there looking stupid? That's the only thing they were at risk of, looking stupid. So yeah, I mean, if you fear being dumb, being manipulated by the Democrats, sounding stupid, and leaving all kind of crumbs on the internets for us to laugh at for years, then yeah, That's something to be scared of. But in regards to the type of fear and stuff she's talking about, I'm still looking for it. Just like I'm also riding around looking for all the white supremacy. I'm riding around looking for all of the racists and the Ku Klux Klan's members and all of the racism. I've been looking for it. They failed me, because they're telling me it's all out there. So let's go ahead and finish hearing this, because somebody who thinks like I do is about to call her out.
And retribution that Donald Trump is trying to...
Retribution that Donald Trump is trying to... Retribution on who? I mean, we've been putting up with dumb liberals freaking out for almost 10 plus years now. He has not targeted any of the dumb liberals that are freaking out. He allows them to come out and be dumb. He allows them to come out and freak out. And he even allows you and the rest of your lying, crew to get on TV every day and lie on him. And he doesn't send anybody to get you. Don't send anybody. The so-called king is letting all of his subjects run rampant. They're out there having a great time. You think they'd have been doing that under King Louis? King Charles? All of those kings? Attila the Hun, all of those big dictators back then? No, there was no dissent. But yet, all of this freedom going on, and you listen to her, this is what's taking place.
Impose on America. And so I think people are doing it. I don't know that this idea of let's find a messiah that leads Democrats out of the wilderness is going to work. I think he's right on that. But I see daily people rising up, amplifying the abuses that are happening under this administration.
What abuses? What abuses? I mean, if you're referring to arresting all of the illegal immigrants that shouldn't be here, the same illegal immigrants that Donald Trump promised that he would go ahead and deport as all of these millions of folks voted for him, then I don't look at that as an abuse. You want to paint the picture and leave that thought in the heads of the one or two people who's watching the show, that these are abuses versus actually enforcing the law. See? See, I felt there were abuses that took place when y'all opened up our border and let everybody come in. Yeah, that's what I felt. I felt that was an abuse of power. But let's go ahead, because somebody is not going to let her feed us doo-doo and tell us it's chocolate.
And fighting back in their own ways, whether it's on social media, whether it's showing up in a protest, whether it's showing up to vote in some of these special elections. I see them doing it.
No, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think you're definitely being hyperbolic. You talk about
time to go. You hear that? You can't question a woman of color like that, you white man. You can't do that. So he's like, no, I forgot what network I was on. There you go. And I actually said, I think you're being a little hyperbolic with this. Exaggerating, stretching it a bit. Yeah. See, and when folks call him out, they can't take it. All he did was brought it to her consciousness that, yeah, I sound stupid. Because, see, I'm so used to getting on here and throwing out outrageous statements like that when nobody's saying nothing. Then I'm shocked that somebody brought it to me. Yeah, now I don't know how to deal with it. Now I got to become offended because I got to honestly say, yeah, I probably did sound a little, I got so used to saying stuff with no repercussions. This person just brought it to my attention. So now I got to go straight defensive. So now let's finish hearing this average white man who can't talk or, dispute anybody of color or the person of a minority. He can't do that.
a reign of terror when the doomsday alarm from Democrats or from media critics is always at a 10.
Always at a 10, man. Always at a 10. Boys and girls who cried wolf. Donald Trump's gonna be a dictator on day one. Donald Trump's gonna deport all the black folks back to Africa. Donald Trump's going to lead us into World War III. Day one. Donald Trump's gonna go ahead and start arresting American citizens. All of these things that we've been hearing, but not seeing. So now you just gotta keep saying it, hoping folks will believe it only in their mind. Mentity. That's where it exists. That's where the terror exists. When we go to TikTok and we see folks crying, we see old people like, I'm so scared. What's gonna happen to us? Yeah, These Democrats have planted that whole false reality in many people's heads, and this man got to bring her back to reality.
It doesn't hit the same on its.
Also, I want to respond to you saying that I was hyperbolic when I talked about a reign of terror.
That is hyperbolic.
No, it might be hyperbolic for you as a white man.
Oh, there it is. Y'all hear Miss Piggy go straight to nothing but identity politics. I now have to block any of your, attacks or criticisms on me with racism. There it is. Yeah. When in doubt, accuse anybody of, this white. You got to be white. See, that's the whole thing. Anybody who's white, you accuse them of not being able to relate to, people of color and what we're going through. So shut your mouths. You can't make any type of statements or, cast any opinions on what's going on in our community. I, Anna Miss Piggy Navarro, speaks for all the Latino community. I speak for them all, so you can't say anything as just a white man. Now you know how offensive this is and how disgusting it is. It's a dirty, cheap way of fighting because you can't defend the stupid statement that you just made. So now let's go ahead and throw some racism out there to blocking.
Oh, okay.
It's certainly not hyperbolic for me as a Latino. No, I'm not being racist.
It's to dismiss
It's
my
not.
opinion.
Oh, it's racist. It's racist. Now, for me, as Latino, I can't comment on that. I mean, I can comment on almost pretty much anything as a black man. I don't have to be a part of it. I mean, I'm not Latino. I make comments about I'm not Asian. I comment on a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, but because we have adopted this whole thing of conflict, what do you call it? Marxist conflict theory. Yeah, they figured out the strategy to bubble wrap themselves from any type of response or criticism by simply saying, let's throw anybody white into the category of you're the enemy, you're the cause of all the problems, you can't speak on it because you got white privilege, you can't comment or respond to this because you can't identify with the struggles of Anna Navarro, who's rich, that gets on TV every day and lies through the big fat snout, Miss Piggy Snout, get on here every day and lie. But you can't understand because you're not Latino. But I guess Miss Piggy can speak for all the rest of the Latinos. So this man, he ain't going for it. He ain't gonna let her back him up by saying, but you can't say anything because you're a white man. He's like, no, you're racist.
For being a white
No,
man,
I'm not dismissing your opinion. I am telling you that what the Latino community, the brown community in America.
No. Don't. Now you're speaking for the brown community. And this is what makes me mad. I don't even like the label of people of color. I'm mad that we let them pull that off to where they have rebranded, black folks and all of, the minorities as just all people of color. And yet for some reason, nobody stops for a second to say, wait a minute, isn't that the same as colored people? Just in reverse? Don't worry about it. Yeah, the media kept saying it enough and Democrats kept saying it enough to where we don't even recognize that. And the reason they do that is to lump us all together, to unite us all against people like him, the white man. See, so all you people of color, like she just said, people of color, the Latino community, the people of color, yeah, y'all all got to agree with Anna Navarro and, her views on what's taking place with these illegal immigrants. Because if you don't, you must be a sellout. Yeah, we got to all hold it down, people of color. Nope, guess what, Anna, Miss Piggy Navarro, I agree with that white man. I relate to what that white man just said. So now you hear her upset because the white man called her out not only on her hyperbole, but now on her racism.
Okay, well, let me speak with my voice. I mean, you said I was being hyperbolic. Let me respond.
Sure.
I'm not. You being a white man, that's an insult.
When you invoke it to dismiss my
being a white man.
Yes. Now she just wants to go ahead and dilute it. Yeah, she just want to make it seem like what? All I did was just simply, stated what you are. You are a white man, right? Why would you get offended over that? We all know the context in which Anna, Miss Piggy said that. She used that and brought it up so she could dismiss what he's saying. Yeah, that's what she did. But now she all of a sudden just going, what? I mean, you just offended because you're a white man? Yeah. No, forget the context that I use it in. Forget the real motive why I used it. I just simply identified the fact that you're a white man. I do that with every white man I talk to. Sitting here in the coffee shop, white man says, hey, it's a great day today. Yes, white man, Now, that's good. That's good that it's a great day today. You know what? Us people of color think the same thing. Excuse me, why did you just start off by calling me Mr. White Man? Oh, what? You're offended? I mean, you are a white man. No, we know why she said it. And we know that she's now trying to roll that back and pretend that she didn't use it, to shut him up.
That is an insult.
When you invoke it,
Do you think Latinos are living under circumstances that other people may not be right now in this country?
Uh-oh. The ref is trying to fix the fight, y'all. Abby Phillips is coming in like, oh shoot, she done got herself out on the limb. She's in the corner right now and getting beat up by the white man. The white man is throwing haymakers to Anna Navarro's Miss Piggy body. That's what he's doing. So now the ref got to step in. All right, now all right. Now, because this is fixed fight, I got to go ahead and try to help Anna Miss Piggy out. Here you go.
We're about to have a whole conversation about that very thing. But I just want to make a point. Brad, all she's saying is that her view of the situation is different from yours.
That's all she's saying? That's all she's saying? Abby, do you see the ref? Do you see the ref making excuses for Miss Piggy? So now she wants to go ahead and give the translation, the interpretation of what she really meant, instead of what we heard and what we know she meant. All she's simply saying is her opinion is different from yours. Then why even bring up the fact that he's a white man? Why bring that up, Abby? Boy, I want to get on this show so bad. Why don't this raggedy show ever call me? I've never been called to get on MSNBC or CNN. It's probably because my channel's not big enough yet because of all the censorship and stuff coming from YouTube. Yeah, they don't want me to go mainstream to the point where I get that phone call. Do you know I would stop what I'm doing because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that she's used to. I would go ahead right now and zip down there wherever that studio is. The shoe and say hang up. I'll be like, ding dong. We want to invite you to CNN. Hello? Ding dong. What? How'd you get here that fast? Yeah, that's how quick I'd be on that show to let her have it. So now she's defending Anna Navarro and trying to say this is what she really meant.
I don't think that's an insult.
She basically said, I'm wrong.
I don't think that's an insult. Good. You know what, man? She is such a sellout. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. Protect the liberals. Protect the liberal narrative. Defend all the stupid, crazy things that everybody on your show says that, any common sense person would hear and go, whoa, that is such a far out statement. And here you come in, okay, all right, I think what they were saying.
No, she just said, I see it.
She just said, I see it differently. Now you hear this man. This man has said, no, what she said was as a white man. And what is Abby doing? Rewriting what Anna Miss Piggy said. Rewriting it. No. All she said was, her opinion is different than yours.
She said, I see it differently from you.
I see it differently from yours. You white man. Okay? So basically, as a white man, now Abby's playing dumb. She don't understand context. Ain't able to put together the context clues. No deductive reasoning. Can't even rewind the tape for maybe 15 seconds ago? Because just 15 seconds, your attention span that short, Abby, to where you forgot that Anna Navarro opened up with as a white man. She let off with that right there. As a white man.
You, which is not an insult. It's not, and it's also not a racial
insult. It's also not an
explanation
why it's wrong.
We have a lot more to discuss.
Yeah, I bet you do. And her goal is whenever one of these fake behind folks get out on a limb, they probably get in Abby's ear and says, do what we pay you for, okay? You better save their lives. Go in there and break this mess up. Fix that fight. And throw all kind of penalties on the other person. Flag for that, flag for this, take some points away from. What do you mean? I'm just beating her up. That's all. These were fair, nice, hard blows I was landing until Abby stepped in. But now let's get back to Bubble 2. And you know who I'm talking about when I say Bubble 2. Ugly Foot. Yeah, the one who they keep sticking out there like she is so hot, but she's ugly. Yeah, like a woman wearing her toes out in the summer, and she got nothing but hammer time all over the place. Toes are all crisscrossed in knots. No polish on them mugs, they're ashy. Black toenails, fungi, all of that stuff. The heel is all gray and flaky. all of that mess, and you talking about some, look at my feet, ain't they cute? No. So why do you keep wearing sandals and showing us that ugly foot? Just like Jasmine Ratchet. She keeps coming out there. And she's ugly. Ugly foot. So now she's bubble 2/ugly foot. Let's hear what she got to say.
Concerns about the president's health and his mental acuity?
No.
None.
No?
I had none. Now, granted, I didn't see Joe Biden every single day.
Well, you probably didn't see Joe Biden at all with those eyelashes just covering your eyes. See? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can't see nothing with those long eyelashes. No. No, couldn't see anything. I'm not lying about it because I can't see nothing. Where are you at? Where's the mic? So now, here she comes out here with that lazy eye. This probably lazy because those eyelashes are too heavy. And here she is talking about creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe. Now, off grid, you saying that makes me say either you're a full-blown liar or you have the worst judgment ever. You're not able to look at this and conclude that that man is blew out mentally, so we're going to have to help her.
But I did have an opportunity to interact with the president. I never had a concern. If there's anyone that I am concerned about their mental acuity, it is the current occupant.
Well, the thing I keep coming...
God. The current occupant. Mental acuity. Then you get folks like Rosie O'Donnell talking about he's unhinged, he's crazy and stuff. You get folks like Toucan saying knows on The View. You know, Joy Behar, they all think Trump is like, losing his mind. And I'm saying, y'all are horrible. Do you understand? As much as I love Trump, I would be able to tell that. There are things you can't hide when you start losing your mind. The man is sharp. But guess what, though? She's not just going to get out there and say that without some backup. She needs somebody to actually bring it up in the news to make her claim seems legit. Yeah, she can't fight by herself, being that stupid. So guess who they sent to the rescue? They sent Sweet Cheeks out, y'all. They sent out Tight Knees, no bass. So now let's listen to Tight Knees with no bass try to pretend he's asking a legitimate question about Donald Trump's mental acuity. Here we go.
I mean, back to, on a whole lot of things that the president does, I'm asking the question, why are we not talking about his mental acuity?
Why are we not talking about his mental acuity? No, why are we talking about you having no bass in your voice? You got no bass in your voice. You need some bass in your voice. So no bass. Probably got those knees under that table real tight. He can't relax. He can't let his legs just relax. No, he got to keep those knees tight. Just like he got to keep all of that helium in his esophagus. So now, here's helium in his esophagus up here talking about why are we talking about Donald Trump's mental acuity? Well, excuse me. I got to get that out of my nose too. Yeah, the allergies. But now, I want to know, what are you talking about? You don't need to talk about his mental acuity when there's nothing to talk about. When there's no obvious, thank you by the way, where there's no obvious signs of mental decline. Yeah, see, once again, you're trying to convince us of something that we could personally observe and conclude that what the heck are you talking about? Only folks that believe things that aren't real start to say Donald Trump obviously is unhinged because Tight Knees No Bass said he was. So now, for whatever reason, through my eyes, I'm going to see Donald Trump through his eyes, through his words, through Jasmine Ratchet's accusations. Yeah, they're telling me everything he's doing is unhinged and crazy, and he just speaks. And I'm going, I don't know about that. So we better go ahead and get some evidence, especially when Tight Knees No Bass is bringing this up like this is a legitimate concern.
In the way we would if President Biden had been saying and doing a lot of these erratic things.
What? Did you just hear what No Bass said? You hear what Sweet Cheeks talking with the way that we would if President... Now notice, Sweet Cheeks didn't do this at all when Biden was in office. Not at all. Never brought it up, never questioned it. But now he's saying if Biden was doing all the wonderful things that Trump is doing, first of all, he wouldn't be looked at as dumb and somebody declining mentally. We'd probably be like, great, he's doing the right things. But the fact that not only did he suck and destroy our country, This guy was also mentally blew out. And this guy is saying, if Biden was doing the same things, we would be criticizing him. So let's get some examples of the difference between Trump and Biden, because sweet cheeks, no base, tight knees, he need to see this because, I mean, he's talking about, look at this, Trump's mentally declining. Nobody's saying nothing about it. Nobody.
And we're not.
And we're not.
I think we need to start having that conversation.
Yes, we need to keep pushing lies and falsehoods and stuff like that and try to convince the folks by gaslighting them and telling them that I actually got bass in my voice when all you hear is nothing but trouble. That's all you hear. But I'm going to go ahead and pretend that I'm a real man even though I can't muster up no bass.
Yeah, and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border.
Sounds like a man that's unhinged and don't know what he's saying to me. Somebody who's just, spaced out and just saying random things to me. No. I'm like, where you going with this, Trump? This sounds pretty interesting.
But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Well, dang. Look at that. All we really needed was a new president. Now, what's odd about that is all of his voters love it. We're sitting back saying, how could a man who y'all claim are in mental decline, doing crazy stuff, how could he be accomplishing all of these wonderful things, but yet he's crazy? And that's what you're trying to tell me? He goes over to NATO and all of them love him. All of them are circling around him. He's negotiating deals, but yet he's out of his mind. But yet we never saw Biden conducting these type of deals. Why didn't they let Biden have conversations with all of these world leaders? No, what they do, they stuck this dude, at the corner of the pictures and they told everybody we can't take questions and all of this. So hid him in the basement, let him get a nap in or two, whether it was back at the plane or in the hotel or just right out in the open. Right out in the open. So many times we saw him over there just knocked out. And yet tight knees, no base, never brought that up. He never questioned his mental acuity. So Trump is accomplishing all of these things, and yet tight knees are telling me this man's mentally declining. He got to be the most proficient, mentally declining elderly person ever to be getting it done. But now, let's go ahead and take a look at what tight knees, no base overlooked.
So I want to thank you all for being here. And now, who am I introducing next?
What?
Who's next?
Who? You hear that? I want to thank you all for being here. I guess to introduce us the next. Who's next? Yeah, you see that mental decline? That right there. That man right there got mad. That dementia will make you mad. You're sitting here trying to fish for what you should say, what you should do. Can't find the thoughts. Can't find, the words to say. Don't remember nothing. And then you get mad and start yelling. Who's next? So what did the people do? They had to step in for Creepy Sleepy and do it themselves because he couldn't finish it. Where's tight knees, no base on this? Listen to this. Look at Biden.
Distinguished guests, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
For sure.
Unbelievable. Do you understand how embarrassing that moment was? So embarrassing. I mean, this man literally, who's next?
Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
And look at him. I know all of these leaders were like, this guy is 2 seconds away from being put in some type of, home or something. I mean, he looked so confused, had no idea who was next. It's only a couple people that was on the stage. I'm surprised they didn't have a big thing right there. After this, you introduce nobody else. That Joe Biden, you introduced the Prime Minister of India. They didn't even trust him with that, or maybe it was there and he just didn't know it. So he got mad. Who's next? So there you go. They had to step in and help him.
For sure.
And nobody was questioning that. But yet this woman in this big fat canary outfit with those big fat shoulder pads underneath that big fat canary outfit, I had the nerve to question, of course, Donald Trump's mental acuity. So now we got to question hers when she get out there and says something like this. Okay. I also got to question her judgment when she comes out there looking like a character out of Mad Max with shoulder pads on. This is not the 80s.
As someone who came out of the criminal space and believes in criminal justice reform that is smart.
What?
A lot of
criminal justice reform that's smart coming out of you, the big yellow canary. Let's see how smart it is.
my bills around fentanyl. I've done that with a number of, Republicans that have been like, oh no, like the border crisis, it's all the fentanyl and da-da-da. And I'm like,
just downplay it. So now, I guess she's trying to highlight some of her non-productivity. Just like AOC, the two dummies. The dummies is always trying to accomplish, making Trump look bad. Always throwing stuff out there about him, questioning his decisions, his mental. Now look at all the wonderful things Trump is getting accomplished and have gotten accomplished. But then you look at these two. These two congresswomen for nothing. Congresswomen for nothing. Here you are talking about a bill that I passed. I tried to pass. I just put it out there. I knew it wasn't going to pass because it's probably something stupid. And then I want to downplay the impact of the border crisis and all of that fentanyl. I guess you just want to go ahead and focus on the fentanyl crisis and not the source of it. Right, Big Canary? Why don't you fly your big yellow butt down there to the border while Joe Biden was supposedly in his right mind allowing millions of illegal immigrants to come across our border, thus also resulting in millions and millions of pounds of fentanyl coming as well. But now, all of a sudden, I entered a bill that the Republicans tripping. They want to look at it through the border crisis. Well, let's take a look.
Okay, whatever. Republicans that have been like, oh no, like the border crisis, it's all the fentanyl and da-da-da. And I'm like, whatever.
I'm like, whatever. Downplay that.
Let me show you something.
Yes, let's show her something.
Across the country, they're in Washington, D.C. to discuss the nation's fentanyl crisis. The DEA saying that this is the single deadliest drug threat our nation has ever faced. Fentanyl overdoses kill more than 150 people each day.
Thanks, Biden. Thanks, Mucus. Y'all saw me at we are taking it to the cartel every day. We're taking it to the cartel every day by making the border patrol instead of watching for the people smuggling drugs, but we want them down there processing all of our illegal immigrants. But we're taking it to the cartel every day. And you know what that means as he gets out there line. Hola, Senor Mucus. Oh, how you doing, man? It's the cartel. We can't say our real names. Well, we're watching you on TV, Mucus. You're making us laugh again by saying you're taking it to the cartel. Hey, only thing you're taking is more illegal immigrants and fentanyl coming across the border, okay? We're sending you a fresh crew of illegal immigrants tomorrow, okay, Mucus? Don't forget, send my kid a birthday present, okay? Adios, Mucus. That's what happened. But now they call and they get nothing but Trump. We don't want to talk to him. So that's the only thing was happening under Biden's administration. Look at all that fentanyl. All of that fentanyl. And they knew that this was a problem. They knew the cartel was getting richer by bringing all of this in unabated. They knew with all these illegal immigrants would come trafficking, would come millions and millions and billions of dollars that the cartel made by bringing all of these people here due to Joe Biden saying, I would surge the border. Due to them making it nice and easy for all of these illegal immigrants to come to this country. Yeah, they did that. They might as well have been working hand in hand openly with the cartel. But you get up there and you lie to us telling us that we are fighting every day against the cartel. Unbelievable. That's why they all should be prosecuted for that.
Now, children under age 14 appear to be the group dying at the fastest rate.
Fastest rate?
No big deal.
No big deal.
The new report you just referenced a moment ago from the group Families Against Fentanyl is very disturbing because it does say that children under the age of 14 are dying from fentanyl poisoning faster than any other age group.
Faster than any other age group. Where are these kids getting that from, Jasmine Ratchet, Uglyfoot? Where's the source of all the illegal fentanyl coming from? So you're telling me all of these young adults were just simply going to the doctor's office and getting prescriptions of fentanyl that was killing them? I mean, the only way the fentanyl was getting here was through the border, an open border. There you go. That's how it was coming in, Ratchet. But you downplay the impact that the border had. Whatever. She's the worst. I hope Uglyfoot gets stamped all on and when she runs again. I hope that brother down there in Texas smashed those corns. I hope he jumped on those feet with both of his big boots until she put that Uglyfoot up. That's what I want to see. So let's continue listening to her downplay the impact that the border had.
Now, synthetic opioid or fentanyl was still the leading cause of death in the age group of 35 or 18 to 45 in 2021. Wow. Meanwhile, Americans ages 35 to 44 are more likely to die from fentanyl poisoning than any other 10-year age group. And deaths among Americans 25 to 44 accounted for more than half of the total number of fentanyl deaths in the U.S. in 2021.
Wow.
Now,
who was the president in 2021? Oh, it was creepy. It was creepy, sleepy. See, they can't stop no fentanyl because they was too worried about making sure all the precious illegal immigrants were coming in. I mean, how am I supposed to see all of the drug cartel coming over and they're dropping the fentanyl when I got my border patrol tied up processing folks? There you go. Yeah, don't worry, cartel. While we have our border patrol doing all kind of unnecessary stupid stuff, you're free to go ahead and do whatever you got to do. We'll even make it even easier by, tearing down barriers and making sure there's nobody that's, patrolling the border and making sure anything that might hurt you coming across, like, barbed wire fence. We don't need that. And we want them all coming unabated. So Jasmine Ratchet, who ain't done nothing in Congress, ain't done absolutely nothing. Same thing with AOC. I'm sitting there going, what have they done? What have they? They're congresswomen for nothing, but yet they're saying Trump doesn't know what he's doing. He's mentally declining. He's
just 2 milligrams of fentanyl, which is the size of a mosquito, is enough to kill an adult.
Okay, whatever. There you go. Wait a minute. We ain't done. We ain't done with the dumb ones. We ain't done with the dumb ones. Here's another example of Satan. The Gavin Newsom / Satan right there. This guy right here. Yeah, watch this example of hypocrisy as he attacks Trump. Now, you got to understand, guys. Trump not only has to deal with Bubble 1 and Bubble 2, but he also got to deal with Gavin Newsom as well. So watch Newsom speak out of both sides of his slit tongue. Here we go.
I say to everybody all the time, divorce is not an option. Man, we got to live together and advance together across our differences. So,
shoot, you hear him singing, "We are family." Yeah, I got all my conservatives in me. Yeah, he's singing all kind of, songs to unite us. We are the world. So let's hear him go ahead and tell us we all got to live together and come together and stuff like that.
Oh, but yes, this is critical. Because this zero sum, everyone talking past each other, down to each other. Our kids are going to model that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hear him. Let me tell you what you think. I think y'all want to hear. So when I run for president, y'all won't be focused on that dookie map that we all got wind of going on out there in my raggedy behind state that I've ruined. Y'all won't be focused on all of the wildfires that we could have, prevented. Y'all won't be focusing on all of the homelessness going on and the violence and the crime. Y'all won't be focused on that because y'all are going to listen to me try to pretend that if y'all elect me, I'll be the president for all Americans until I get in. There you go. Yeah, there it is. I'm not radical. I'm not an extremist. No, I'm a moderate, and I believe that we should all come together. That's what I believe. So that sounds good and all until
it's just not sustainable.
No, what's not sustainable is you sitting there with your legs crossed that tight. That's what's not sustainable. What is that? Why are you sitting with tight knees as well? That's my question. Right now, no air is traveling between those knees. Those knees have locked it down. That's right. Nothing's getting between them knees. So there he is. He's sitting there talking about this not sustainable. We all got to come together. Just fighting and stuff like that and speaking bad of each other. We shouldn't do it.
Several bad puns later.
During the fires, the guys were exhausted. And now they're being told to mask up. There was no masks. I told you they're getting selfies out there with their beloved in Santa Monica. Now, man, all that reputational damage that's being done. As they're sitting there on horses with American flags running through soccer fields.
No, wait a minute. That reputational damage is being done by you guys. You're damaging their reputation right now, Gavin Newsom. That's what you're doing. Yeah, you're trying to pretend that these folks got out there with their horses and they walked through that very raggedy S-hole ran park with all of that homelessness and drug abuse Don't forget all that. See, you want to make it seem like it was nothing but bluebirds and blue jays and the Cardinals, and everybody was just having a great time, and the kids were all out playing, not looking at folks shoot up, stuff like that. Not being subjected to folks just out there in the middle of the park, knocked out in a fetal position in broad daylight. No. They were all at summer camp, and then all of a sudden, these white supremacists, Nazis rolled through on their horses, scaring the kids and stuff like that. That's what he's saying about them. But yet he's saying we need to lower the temperature.
Scaring kids that are playing soccer in the middle of the day.
No. I think the homeless people, they're shooting up and stuff, is more scarier than the nice men and women riding through on those cool horses.
Summer camp. For what? Just toughness. It's a weakness masquerading as strength. That's what I don't like about this.
Exactly what we're seeing right now. A weak man masquerading as somebody who's strong. Yeah, A person wearing a mask constantly. That's what this guy does. He wears a mask constantly. Who's under there? That's what I want to know. Who's the real Newsom?
This son of a...
Oh!
I don't.
Wait a minute. Did I just hear you say a naughty word? But yet you're saying we shouldn't be out there using these type of nasty words.
Don't. Because this zero sum, everyone talking past each other, down to each other. I mean, our kids are going to model that. It's just not sustainable.
Yeah, just not sustainable.
It's a weakness masquerading as strength. Oh. That's what I don't like about this son of a bitch.
Oh!
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?
Exactly. Do you, Newsom? Or she probably disowned you. Don't want to kiss you either. I never thought I'd spawn the spawn of Satan. Boy. So only a mother would kiss that mouth.
And forgive me, I know he's the president of the States. Forgive me, I didn't, he calls me new scum.
Yeah, and it's warranted. Unfortunately, unlike you, your attacks and labels that you try to throw on Trump, they never stick. When Trump labels you as something, that's what you are for the rest of your life. There it is. We will never, ever see Elizabeth Warren any differently than Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren. There it is. We always will see Hillary Clinton as crooked. Always. So now, Sleepy Joe Biden is Sleepy Joe Biden until the end. So now, this guy right here is Newsom forever.
Come on.
From California, isn't that his name, Newsom?
I mean, how to explain that to my kid? Now I have my kids' friends calling my kids new scum.
Great! Absolutely. The new scum. Stop it! Stop saying that! No. We're surrounding you while holding hands, singing new scum. There it is. Okay, so here's Newsom. Now he's trying to pretend that this has impacted his whole life. And, out there in California, all of them are laughing at him and calling, his kids Newsom and stuff. He's a victim.
That I get, because I was called that in 7th grade.
Yeah, go all the way back to 7th grade. They were calling me Newsom back then. I'm damaged because they were calling me Newsom in 7th grade. Then Trump comes back and he brings it all back, man.
But not by a 79-year-old. Model better goddamn behavior, man.
Look at that mouth. Speaking with that slit tongue. Model GD better behavior. And then what didn't he try to apologize?
Man, forgive the goddamn.
Yeah, there it is. Can we do that? Can we just go ahead and forgive that? When we know he didn't mean that? We know he meant exactly what he said right there. He meant it. Yeah, he wanted to pretend like I'm so upset about this that I'm going to be edgy. Yeah, trying to be politically correct, be damned. I'm going to throw out a cuss word so you can feel it. So I can make you think that this is all busting me up on the inside. And I'm sorry I got out of control on purpose. I'm sorry I got out of control and said that on purpose. So let's continue watching this acting job.
Gavin Newsom. He's another beauty. Oh, we're doing great in the state. Everyone's leaving. We're doing great.
Now, guys, you do realize by him showing that it hurts for him to be called Newsom, that only encourages me, baby. That's what that does. Yeah, man, now that I know it, he's feeling it. He's all, don't let me see him out. Newsom, cry, baby, cry. Say, cry, baby, cry. Stop it. They called me Newsom when I was a kid. Good. Some more, everybody. Cry, baby, cry. Newsom, cry, baby, cry. Scum new. Yeah, just let him have it. You never let folks know that that's getting to you. Man, when you said that, you're calling me Newsom, my kids in there. It's over now. It is over now. I'm going to stick my thumb right in that wound every chance I get. Newsom, just like Trump. Watch this.
Enough. When's enough enough?
Newsom.
Over and over and over and over and over again.
Newsom.
Come on, man.
Newsom.
I mean, how to explain that to my kid?
I don't give a damn.
Come on.
Newsom.
There it is. Newsom. Yes, forever. He's Newsom. So now, he done gave us the secret to breaking him down and making him cry. I mean, I want us to surround him and call him Newsom to the point where he breaks down and falls on the floor and start kicking and screaming and rolling around. And even then, I won't stop. And I want him covering his ears going, shut up, stop it, stop it. That's what I want, Newsom. So now we're going to close, though, with showing you just how crazy Hollywood has gotten. Now, what's this dude name? I forget his name. Everybody, he's just trying to act like he doesn't agree with all the wokeness. You'll know him when you see him. But you're going to show his slight transformation in the last couple of years when he was Bill Maher. There it is, Bill Maher. When he was first talking to some of the crazy Hollywood liberals and agreeing with them. And then over time have seen just how crazy and radical they become. And you're going to see the subtle change in this exchange between his first encounter with another dumb Hollywood liberal versus the last.
We have a president who started out when the country was together.
Oh, no. No, man, this was back in the day. And I used to love Jim Carrey. Alrighty then. That's a good question, Aguada. First, I have to establish motive. Loved him. Like a glove. Hilarious. But there he is, suffering from, of course, Trump derangement syndrome. And this is when Bill Maher was 100% focused on Trump derangement syndrome too. Here we go.
And had a wonderful leader, and he is tearing us limb from limb.
What? You mean he's referring to Barack Obama, wonderful leader who introduced all of the division that we now suffer from, all of the identity politics mess. But Jim Carrey is like, yeah, we had a wonderful leader, basically Democrats in charge. Here we go.
Well, destroying every institution.
Let's talk about this Donald Trump, even though we don't want to. Let's bring it in the panel.
Yeah, that was back when you could get as crazy and radical on his show, and he would go ahead and jump right on board. He was like, yeah, man, hey, the crazier the better. He was like The View, the male version of The View. We want your statements and reactions and all of that stuff to be so far out, and we won't even check it. We'll applaud it. We'll be like, yep, that's right. But unfortunately, the left got so left that even Bill Maher is going, now that's a little too left.
He's a car salesman. He's a used car salesman.
Absolutely.
And he's, he didn't make America great again, but he did turn back the odometer.
Okay. Now let's come up to speed with the newest crazy liberal that showed up on Bill Maher's show, y'all. Now watch Bill Maher try to respond to a once funny comedian, John Leguizamo. I love some of his stand-ups and his movies that he's been in, but here we go, y'all. This is some TDS for you.
There is such a divide between the ultra woke stuff that wins the awards.
There's no ultra woke, bro.
Y'all hear this, man? There's no ultra woke, bro. See, now a couple years ago, Bill Maher would have been all over that. Yeah, until women started getting in, men started getting in women's sports. Until they start pushing transgender on all the kids and stuff like that. So he's still woke. But he's recognizing, or at least he's recognized, there is that level of wokeness that even I, being woke, can't even, agree with. But this fool, totally delusional, totally removed from what's going on around the world, has the nerve to say, there's no ultra woke, man.
I'm ultra woke. They're not woke enough for me. I'm sorry. They're
not woke enough for me. You see how far out the Hollywood weirdos are? This man just denied ultra woke and said, and you know what? They ain't woke enough. They ain't woke enough. I want them walking around with their eyes big as saucers, seeing nothing but racism, xenophobia, homophobia, the transphobia, and the kids should go through this and race, all of that. That's what I want. I want full-blown wokeness to come in to where we're in full-blown communism and stuff like that. That's what he wants.
Not woke enough.
Well, that's quite a statement, and we probably should not pursue that at all.
Now you see, now if this was a couple years ago, Bill Maher would be like, darn right, not woke enough. But now, right now, he knows exactly what this meant when he said they're not woke enough. He's like, oh. Matter of fact, I don't even want to explore what you mean by not woke enough. We probably should go ahead and not even address this because you're about to embarrass yourself and say something that I'm going to have to go, that is so crazy and far out, John Leguizamo. Okay, but John Leguizamo, he doesn't even realize. He don't realize he is a part of the problem. Watch this.
America is a centrist country. We don't have a real left. We have a real radical right.
We don't have a real left. I mean, do you understand how out of touch this human is? We don't have a real left. We have a radical right. Let's go ahead and absolve the left of all of its crazy, obvious leftist behaviors. Free Palestine, running around harassing folks, covering their faces, attacking ICE, all of this stuff. We don't have that though. We don't have a radical left. We just got a radical right. Boy, this dude is a victim of propaganda, 100%.
But we don't have a real radical left. We have center and then a little
center. So you're calling having kids go through transition under 18 is center? Good grief. I mean, then what would be far left? You mean having young men and men getting the women's sports and finding nothing wrong with it? Then what is far left? You mean having men go into women's bathrooms? That right there is not far left? What is far left if these things aren't? But this fool, so out of touch, to Bill Maher's face. Watch his face.
Center left. Real radical left wants to destroy.
Look at his face. He's sitting there with his stogie like, oh God, did I ever sound like that at one point? I'm not even going to get into it with this guy. This would be just a waste of a conversation when you hear somebody open up with this. What? There's not a far left. If anything, they're not far left enough. We don't even have one. At this point, you're going, oh God. I'm not even going to try to get into it with him. Because if he opens up with that, he's damaged goods.
The government, just like the right, wants to upend everything, wants to throw out the establishment. We don't have any of that. Come on.
We don't have any of that. All of these radicals running around saying we got to burn it down. We don't have any of that. What are you talking about, far left? Yeah, look, there's nothing wrong with burning down stuff and bringing other people's flags and stuff like that into our country. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a full-blown open border and taking all the taxpayers' dollars. Because, see, I'm rich. It don't really impact me. And divvying it out to take care of all these illegal immigrants. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with sending drag queens into schools to talk to the kids about the drag queen on the bus going round and round. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with watching sports where guys are dominating women and then the women got to pretend that they're happy with this. It's progress, girl power. Nothing wrong with that. And Bill Maher's like, boy, I can't even respond to this guy. This would be a waste of an argument.
What do we have? The left, the Democrats eat their own. And they don't listen to the progressives. They
don't listen to the progressives. They are beholden to their progressives. They created these monsters and now they don't know how to put them down. Yeah, man. Yeah, they done got these pit bulls running all around attacking everybody. But then when it's no longer popular and America starts to realize, hey, man, y'all done let all these dogs out off the leash and we don't like it. We want to vote for the dog catchers. That's what we want to do. Yeah, we want to go ahead and say, is somebody going to come put all these wild dogs up? They're out here biting and growling and acting a fool. And you got their owners over here going, yeah, that's right, go ahead. Yeah, now you want to go ahead and bring them in because, see, all of a sudden, all your voters are going, nah, man, we don't like this style. We don't like this style. Okay, all right, everybody calm down a little bit. But we still need you, though, to be a little crazy, to go ahead and attack ICE and things like that. But not too much. We don't want you showing up at our own rallies and harassing us. We don't want you embarrassing us so much to where the rest of America starts saying, if these are the type of people voting for Democrats, if I'm watching them on TV throwing out the craziest statements, acting a fool, covering their faces, they all look nuts or old or effeminate, I don't like that style. I'm going to go ahead and hitch my wagon to the style that actually has law and order, that actually takes everybody in consideration as Americans and not breaking them down into, you know what, you're this, you're that, you're that. And as a man, to feel like I'm actually appreciated as a man, while I am a part of the party that says, yeah, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay to have masculinity. It's not toxic. It's not toxic. It's okay to do man stuff. It's okay. It's okay to be able to have a conversation with a woman and actually disagree without being called you're mansplaining. It's okay to do that. I like this party. I like the party that says, hey, now I got a problem with that big fat grown man with that lockjaw right there. Just got done beating all these girls in a 100-yard dash by 40 yards. I got a problem with that. I like being a part of that. That's what I like being a part of. You know, so John Leguizamo apparently doesn't have his ear to the street, and he hasn't checked the temperature of America. And he is so delusional that he believes that there isn't a far left, and they're not far enough.
They destroy them.
Look at his face.
I don't even. I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue. I tell you.
Come on, let's hop.
He ain't got nothing to say to that. Man, after listening to that stupidity, you know it's bad when Bill Maher is just like, boy, I bet you in his mind he's thinking, did I ever sound this loony, this crazy? I mean, I got a guy right here, and you know him when you see him. There are people who you can have a reasonable conversation about politics. You get that from them off grip. You know, they're not crazy. They're not completely brainwashed. They might be open to, you know, different ideas and thoughts and stuff like that. But then you run across that one that spills it all out up front, who lets you know off grip, I'm as liberal, radical, and angry as they come. And whatever you got to say is about to get squashed by my TDS. And I'm going to let you know by throwing it out there so you know just how crazy I am. To where you just say, okay, all right, well, I'm just going to go ahead and head over here because just you giving me your intro let me know that you're so crazy that I'd be wasting my time. And all it will result in is you say, shut up, you fascist, you are the white black nationalist, you are the black supremacist, white supremacist / That's all it will result in. So I'm not even going to waste my time. So yeah, that's what's going on out there in Hollywood. And unfortunately, it's making its way across the country. And Democrats are the perpetrators of all of this. You know, they are the source, along with the fake news who we've had the chance to watch throughout my live stream, produce a lot of fake news and a lot of lies, a lot of false narratives and a lot of fake realities. So I'm here to bring the reality to all of this stuff, to make sense out of all this nonsense. And thank you for chilling with me to do just that. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. Make sure you enjoy the rest of your day as I prepare to go to sleep. Yeah, that's what I do. I sleep during the day now. All of a sudden, I'm laying there. Blah, 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 blah. Is it nighttime yet? Time to get up and go make the donuts. Blah, blah. So, yep, that's what I do. Now, if you get a chance, don't forget to subscribe to my alternative channel. Make sure you follow me on all the other social media platforms. And if you, Gizmo and Nala is on lockdown right now because they look like ragamuffins till I can get them a haircut. So I don't want to show them and embarrass them or me. Y'all will be like, what kind of owner is he? Why did he, I didn't even recognize it. Was that a dog? Was that a dog? I thought it was a dust mop. Yeah, see, so I can't show y'all yet. I got to get them groomed up, make them handsome and pretty. But yeah, if you want, you can support the channel through my Cash App, my PayPal link, or whatever. You also can support the channel just simply sharing the word and, of course, hitting that like button. All those things that make YouTube have to pretend that, you know, yeah, okay, fine. I guess somebody likes what he's saying. We'll go ahead and let folks see his videos. So all of that stuff. Other than that, I probably will be back tomorrow. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Let's get ready to get out of here. So I can get ready to make fun of them again tomorrow. But you got a hand round your throats. I know you see the way we tear up the place, yeah. Take care. God bless.